I, 28M, have a 5.5-year-old son with my ex Becca, 27F. I had primary custody of my son after Becca and I broke up, and when he was 2 she lost all her parenting time after numerous issues where our son was in danger of being harmed and or was neglected in her home. Becca has not seen our son since I was given sole custody. She had the chance to change that but never took it. Becca's family were really kind when the custody issue was ongoing, and they even spoke against Becca maintaining visitation because they knew it was better for my son. Fast forward, and last year Becca had another son with the guy she was with when she lost all her visitation with our son. They had this child in their care for several months, but at some point some kind of abuse became apparent and he was removed by CPS earlier this year. When it happened, Becca's parents and her sister called to tell me about it. I thanked them for the information, thinking it was valid to keep on record in case we had another custody battle. But a week later Becca's mom, her sister and her brother called and asked me why I hadn't talked to CPS about taking in Becca's younger son. We had a discussion and it became clear to me that they had expected me to run out and ask for the child to be placed with me. They told me he's my son's brother, even if half, and the boys should be raised together. And throughout the different times they have brought this up to me, I was told they would support us financially to help me raise both boys. Each and every time they have mentioned it, I have said no, and I reduced contact between us when they wouldn't stop bringing this up. They asked me how I could let my child's only sibling rot in foster care. And they were even more upset when I refused to look into it even to see if I'd be open. They told me I would not be doing it alone and foster care is evil. I suggested they take him in or get Becca to do better and get her to a place where she could raise him. But I made it clear I would not be raising their other grandson/nephew. Of course this means they think I'm a monster who won't save their grandson. Comment 1. The children don't even know each other. How many kids do they expect you to take in, when she pops out more? And why are they letting the kid rot in foster care? If they have the finances to support the kid, surely they can hire help, if they feel they are too old or whatever to raise the kid by themselves. And they wouldn't even be by themselves, as the child has an uncle. NTA. Comment 2. There is a really simple reason why they are using this tactic. They have a plan that once you take legal responsibility for the child, they will stop all association with you. And they don't plan to financially help you. They are vile creatures. Stay away from them. And cut contact with them. Story 2. Telling my boyfriend I won't pay him for his emotional labor when he doesn't even help around the house. I'm a 31F, and I've been with my boyfriend, 34M, for almost 3 years. We moved in together a year ago. I work full-time and cover almost all of our household expenses, rent, groceries, utilities, because he's going through a phase of redefining himself professionally. He doesn't have a steady income. He says he's writing and exploring creative projects, but in reality, he's not working or seriously looking for a job. At home, he doesn't do much either. I do the cooking, I clean, and when I ask him to help, he either does it reluctantly or after I've asked multiple times. Lately I've had to remind him just to take out the trash or wash his own dishes. He says he's mentally exhausted. A few days ago, we got into an argument because I noticed he'd used my card to buy a pricey meditation app subscription and a box of gourmet snacks. I asked him to please talk to me before making those kinds of purchases. He got upset and said I don't appreciate everything he contributes emotionally to the relationship. That being emotionally available, supportive, and listening to me is also labor, and that if I'm tired of supporting him financially, I should at least pay him for his emotional work. I was honestly stunned. I told him that's not how relationships work. That if he truly believes emotional support has a monetary value, then maybe he should also acknowledge that not helping with basic things around the house is draining me. Now he says I'm materialistic, that I don't value sensitivity in men, and that I'm diminishing his worth. Am I the a-hole for telling him I'm not going to pay him to be in a relationship, especially when I feel like I'm the one doing everything? Comment 1. NTA, pack up his possessions, cancel all recurring charges that he has on your card and kick him to the curb. This man does not respect you, he is only using you. You are currently supporting an emotional, financial and physical leech, and it's time to get rid of the parasites. Comment 2. Make an emotional chore chart for him. If he completes all tasks during the week, give him a penny at the end of the week. At the end of the year, he'll have less than 52 cents of compensation for his emotional hard work, which coincidentally is the same amount of effort you should be putting into taking care of this failure to launch human project. Story 3, refusing to give my sister the wedding dress I bought even though I'm not getting married anymore. So, I, 29F, was supposed to get married last year, but my fiancé and I ended up breaking things off a few months before the wedding. It was mutual, no drama, just a realization that we weren't compatible long term. The thing is, I had already bought my wedding dress custom made, cost me nearly $4,000. I know, that's a lot, but I paid for it entirely myself and it meant a lot to me at the time. After the breakup, I packed it up and put it in storage. Haven't been ready to sell it or do anything with it yet. It's emotional. Here's where it gets messy. My younger sister, 24F, recently got engaged. We're not super close, kind of different people, and she's always been a bit entitled, honestly. She came over a few weeks ago, saw the dress when we were organizing my storage closet, and asked if she could have it for her wedding. I kind of laughed and said, no. That's mine. She got annoyed and said, but you're not even getting married. You're just going to let it rot in a box? I told her again, no, it's personal to me, and even though I'm not using it now, I'm not giving it away. She asked if she could buy it at a discount, and I said I wasn't ready to sell it. She threw a fit, called me selfish, and said I was being dramatic over just a dress. Our mom is now involved and thinks I should give it to her as a gesture of sisterly love and because it's going to waste. But I honestly feel like she's only asking because she doesn't want to pay for one herself and she's not exactly struggling financially. So now I have my sister and my mom acting like I'm heartless and petty for not handing it over. But it feels like a boundary I want to keep. Comment 1. NTA, it's not an act of sisterly love to see your sister walk down the aisle in the dress you were meant to wear at your wedding. That sounds incredibly emotional and somewhat tortuous to me. Hide it away so she doesn't go behind your back and take it anyway, as entitled people tend to get their way by any means possible. Comment 2. It's custom made, meaning it's not going to fit her perfectly. Say you are asking $4,000. She won't pay it. When mom complains, ask her to pay it for your sister. Mom, it's win-win. She gets this beautiful dress and I get my money back. Now, mom will make excuses. Mom, you just told me how important it is for sis to get this dress, just pay the $4K. Mom will quickly drop this topic. If it comes up at family gatherings, mom wanted me to give sis $4K, but she wasn't willing to do so. I thought her motto was family helps family, guess not. I'd go on the offensive. Because it's fun. Story 4, giving my wife a dirty plate to eat off of at dinner. My wife is a nurse, and she works long hours, therefore, I handle everything in the household. She has been picking up more shifts recently because the hospital is understaffed. I am the one doing the chores, taking care of the kids, making food, and I also work. It's all me. She has one chore, and that is when she comes home, she needs to do the dishes. The kids are usually asleep by the time she gets home, so I usually make dinner for the kids and wait until she gets home to reheat the food for her. The main issue is that she has not been cleaning the dishes. I have talked to her multiple times, but nothing has changed. She gets home, eats, and goes right to bed. She always claims she is too tired after her shift to do the dishes, and when I suggest she does them in the morning, she claims there is not enough time before she needs to get to work. It is extremely frustrating to wake up and they are not done, that leads to me having to do the dishes at some point. We're talking about this again last Saturday and she has not done the dishes since, 4 days of not doing them, and I have not done them either. I have ran out of dishes and served dinner to the kids on paper plates tonight. She got home after the kids were asleep and I handed her a dirty plate to eat off of. I told her that she can use that to reheat the food. We was not happy and we got into an argument. She called me a dick for handing her a dirty plate to eat off of and that I was home so I would have cleaned some dishes. I pointed out that this is her job and I am not going it. That if she won't clean the dishes then she can eat off a dirty plate. She is calling me a jerk. I told my sister of the situation and she said I am being petty. I don't think I am. Edit, because people have continued to ask. I work in construction 40 to 50 hours. She works in the hospital 36 to 60, highly dependent on what is happening at the hospital, if she picks up more shifts or not. 36 is her normal and she depending on the week if she grabs 1 to 2 extra shifts. Comment 1. I honestly think it's crazy that if a stay-at-home mom posted this from her perspective everyone would be saying he's lazy for not doing one thing while you do everything else, but here everyone is calling you the a-hole even though you do everything and she literally has one chore to do. Comment 2. NTA, if this was the other way around and it was a woman asking a man to do the dishes people would berate him. To be a part of a household is to help within that home.